The guy who's kind of wearing it today is Jordan Poole, who you mentioned banked in a 3, and it was like, oh boy, how long can this last? But Jordan Poole's getting a lot of criticism for taking the last shot in the game. And he obviously missed that shot. Lakers got the rebound, and obviously then the game was over. I think you and I see this the same way for once. We did not think that Jordan Poole's shot was the problem. Now, he took it from about 28 feet. It was pretty far behind the three-point line. He's not Steph Curry, as it turns out, doesn't hit those. Maybe he could have gotten a little bit closer. But I understand why he did it with time still remaining on the shot clock and in the game, because if he misses it, he's got to give his team a chance to get a rebound, and unfortunately they couldn't.
Yeah, definitely. The thing that he's being criticized for, though, is not finding Clay or Steph. Now, they double-teamed Steph, but then Steph could have run around and maybe gotten back into the play. Ideally, when you're looking at the Warriors and you say, who's going to take the last-second 3 to tie the game, it's not Jordan Poole.
No, it's not. Listen, they paid Jordan Poole, so but yes, he's not an all-time great like Steph Curry's.
Yeah, the two of the greatest 10 shooters in the history of the sport, and you got Jordan Poole.
But he's wide open too. I mean,
he had to, but
there's a reason he's wide open. But I understood why he took that shot. I definitely did, and I understood. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he should have waited, and then you get a last-second shot from Clay or Steph, and you live and die with that. I don't think he was going to be able to get the ball to Steph Curry, because I think the Lakers were doing the anybody but Steph kind of situation.
Yeah, 100%. I have to look at the play again. I assume Clay could have sprung free and gotten a look, but
Clay hit a big 3 earlier in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jordan Poole, he can hit that shot. He definitely has that in his repertoire. He's shot 10 feet behind the line. And he was so confident, Maggie. That's the thing. You look at it again. He strutted into that shot like, I got this. Yeah, maybe it was false confidence. But I got to respect that Jordan Poole looked like he thought he was going to hit that shot.
Let's hear from his teammate, Draymond Green. We know they don't have exactly the best history, like when Draymond punched him in the face. But Draymond defending Jordan Poole in the shot last night on his podcast.
Quite frankly, I liked the shot. You obviously – you tell him to eat up the space and take 3 a little bit closer, as there was, he could have eaten up the space, but Jordan can shoot the ball, and he got a good look at it. Yes, you want him to take a couple steps in and get an even closer 3, but Jordan taking that 3 is not why we lost that game.
Measured. Look at Draymond coming through, defending a teammate, although kind of also criticizing him a little bit there, too. Like, he should have gotten closer. He was just so, I got the ball, and I'm open.
Well, yeah, but if he had been closer, that guy might have closed in on him. He might not have even gotten the shot off. So Draymond always sounds like that. He is always the calmest person in the post-game press conference.
Yeah.
But
on the court, he's a psycho.
That voice is totally different than the player we see on the field, on the court. So who knows? Yeah, I mean, listen, the Warriors had no right to win that game. So I don't think they killed themselves over this. 5.5-point favorites. They're going to win game 2, Maggie. And you know why? It's going to be like the Knicks Heat series.
In what way?
The NBA officials are not letting the Lakers get out. They see a ratings bonanza. I'm sorry, I'm being conspiracy. I'm half joking.
No, I mean, listen, it's the NBA. They brought this on themselves.
But they really want this everybody wants this Warriors-Lakers series to last. If the Lakers went up 2-0, then it'd be in danger of ending too soon. I am not saying the officials will call it that way, but you would think that the Warriors would get more calls and get to the free throw line more. I think they have an advantage there.
Oh, that was definitely going on in the Knicks Heat game.
I mean, the Knicks Heat.
There were a couple of them. It was just like, oh, boy. I don't know. I mean.
The Knicks Heat, wasn't there? There was one possession where the Knicks got about 4 foul calls on loose ball fouls, and the Heat didn't get anything on the other end.
Well, the couple egregious ones, one where Jalen Brunson attempts a three-pointer and makes it. The problem is that his teammate had committed a foul about 4 feet in front of him before he got the shot off. So that shouldn't have counted. And then there was another one where a Heat player, shot clock winding down, Heat player takes a shot. It grazes the rim. His teammate picks it up and scores. They wave it off as a shot clock violation. They said it never touched the rim. Upon replay, clearly touched the rim. So a couple ways that the Knicks got lucky last night.
I mean, the Knicks should be embarrassed. How are they in it with this injured team on their home court?
I don't know.
They needed to take their best shot. They needed every celebrity in the world to be all hyped up on the sideline. Miami was dying to drop that game. Jimmy didn't play. no Tyler Hero.
At one point, Strus left the game because of a back injury. Then he came back into the game, but you got a guy with a back injury walking out there. I mean, come on. That's not someone at full strength.
Right, and you're watching the game. You're like, God, that guy looks so much like that old player Kevin Love from the way long ago in the NBA. They're like, Kevin Love with the rebound. I mean, come on. They're trotting out Kevin Love. What is going on in this series?
Did you see someone on social media last night put, who was the last NBA player to have salt and pepper hair?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the other team? Oh, they also have Plumlee. They put a Plumlee out who's male pattern balding.
I know.
So
he is.
And then they're putting out. I can't believe this roster. It's so close. So yeah,
sorry, it's a Zeller, not a Plumlee, Perloff.
Oh, it's a Zeller. Sorry, but you do feel like there'll be a little bit of the officiating back and forth without saying that anybody's corrupt here. The Warriors are going to get more calls, and it's going to be there's no way the Lakers outshoot them by 20 free throws. This is not happening 2 games in a row.
How about the high praise from LeBron about Anthony Davis after the game? Now, granted, he's coming off an amazing game. We know Anthony Davis is a great player. Had not thought of this, though.
The Lakers franchise over the years, over the course of their existence, has always had dominant big men and dominant guys that have been a force at the rim. And that's why their jerseys are in the rafters. And AD will be up there when he's done playing, and the number 3 will be up in the rafters, and he continues to show.
Hadn't thought of AD as a rafters guy, but you know what? I mean, that bubble title to me, the one that happened in the bubble, just doesn't count the same as other titles. I'm one of those people. I'm sorry to be a stick in the mud. I'm glad that they were playing basketball, but there's no way it's the same. They didn't have to travel, all that stuff, whatever. Talk about that another time. But he was the reason they won that title. I mean, Anthony Davis, along with LeBron, but he was the catalyst there. I guess he is going to get his jersey in the rafters,
Gasol made it last year, right? Paul Gasol.
Obviously,
I'd say
Shaq.
They're about the same. There's not many guys who aren't super big-time Hall of Famers. We got Jamal Wilkes at 52, who is I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is.
He is? Mm-hmm. But he's not. I mean, he's certainly not a surefire one. Then the rest of these guys are just like all-time Mount Rushmore type players.
Yeah, Kareem,
George
Wilt.
Mikan, Kareem, Jerry West, James Worthy, Shaq. Oh, man, Anthony Davis does not fail this. Gail Goodrich led the league in scoring a bunch of times. Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain made it.
Yeah.
Man, this is tough. Kobe made it twice, 8 and 24. This is a tough list. I was saying before the show, if he would be the first guy to go for the T-Wolves, the Thunder. There are plenty of arenas where he would easily. He'll probably make it in New Orleans.
No, not after the way it ended. No way. They're not going to. No. I think
name
they're still
another. Who are they putting up? Zion?
Has anyone seen him? Months. Who would the Pelicans put up?
I don't even remember. What was their franchise before?
Well, the Hornets, right? New Orleans Hornets. So Chris Paul would be up.
Was that the same Hornets that Alonzo Mourning was on?
No, remember they became the New Orleans Hornets. Am I stupid? No, I didn't have a stroke. I know what this is.
It is the Hornets. So Chris Paul is their best player of all time.
They became the Bobcats in Charlotte because they were named after the owner, Bob Johnson.
This is not the Larry Johnson Hornets then.
No. This is the New Orleans Hornets.